So, Adolescence, been a global smash. It's been out for a few months now, watched by millions of people, talked about by prime ministers of countries, recommended that every educationalist in the country plays it in assemblies and shows it to young people. But what did it miss? Well, the answer is quite a lot. Actually, loads. Let's see what it is first of all, right? It is a drama. It's not a real life documentary, which means it's a fictionalized account of something that could have happened. This means that if we are looking just to adolescence to understand what it is to be a young man at the moment and the world and the society that they live in, the pressures that they face, and how to meaningfully address some of those challenges, we're always going to be coming up short. My name's Alex. I am an author. I've written a book called Lost Boys, How Education's Failing Young Working Class Men. It's an issue that I really care about because back in the day, before the internet was really a thing, I got kicked out of school, I suffered a load of mental health challenges, and since about 2012, I've been doing everything that I can to understand what's going on for young men who are eligible for free school meals and what we can do to better support them. This means I did a whole PhD in it and did research in the Black Country in the West Midlands, and it now means that I'm founder and director of a UK-wide network called Boys Impact, which is a group of educators, researchers, people working in youth and community organisations that want to take an evidence-based approach to better supporting young men who are eligible for free school meals. Because yes, you've got all of this adolescent stuff, the manosphere stuff, but what it didn't touch on was the fact that actually, if you're a young man and you're eligible for free school meals, then you are significantly less likely to get GCSEs, that mean that you can go on to study A-levels, and you're significantly less likely to participate in higher education, to get to university. So if we look at the statistics for this year, I'll just pop them up there quickly, then we'll see about 14% of young white men who are eligible for free school meals progressed to university, so that's less than 2 in 10. And it's the same story for young Irish men who are eligible for free school meals, young white and black Caribbean men. Across the board, the stats are absolutely terrible. Now, what we're never doing is having the conversation about young men in education with those two things in mind. We talk a lot about misogyny and violence against women and children, and we talk a lot about disparities in educational attainment, but it's usually two different people having two different conversations. So what this channel is going to do is do a bit more of a deep dive. We're going to explore loads of issues surrounding masculinity, young men and their place in the world and society. We're going to dive deeply into those challenges, and as well, we're going to have a look at the type of content that they're engaging with, some of the messaging that's coming out from social media influencers, and what that might mean for a young man who's trying to navigate life at the moment. I know that when I was young and was experiencing mental health challenges, I spent a lot of time in my bedroom, usually with my dog Meg and maybe with a TV show or a book for comfort. What I didn't have is access to a mobile phone. And what would have that changed for me, having been kicked out of school, having missed a load of school due to my anxiety, if that was the case? So that's what I want to explore. Boys Impact does loads and loads of research on a whole variety of things. So we'll have a look at what teachers think about their relationships with young men in the classroom and how that might impact and influence the way that young men experience education. We'll have a look at what social history means. We'll have a look at what geography means, and we'll have a look at what young men might potentially get out of engaging with content that's quite clear, quite simple, not necessarily the most helpful or productive or healthy all of the time, about what it means to be a young man in the world today. So all of this is coming up on the channel. This is very much an introduction. If you want to find out more, check out boysimpact.com, which is the website for Boys Impact. Gives you loads more information about our approach and what we do. If you want to subscribe, then you can turn on your notifications. You're never going to miss anything from us, and I promise what's coming up will be well worth the watch. If you care about the lives and experiences of young men, either if you're an educator and it can help you in the classroom with teaching, if you're a youth worker and you want to engage in those rich and challenging conversations more, or if you're just a parent and actually think, I need to know more about the types of things that my young man, my son, are going through, either in terms of their online engagement or the challenges that they're facing in terms of their identity and being a young man in the world today. So keep watching, because all of that is yet to come.